What is going on, Nerd Paraders and fellow Vikings? Welcome to the channel! Thank you so much for coming to hang here with us today as we play some Valheim and show off one of our crazy epic builds that Nerd Parade is known for, the Fortress in the Forest. Introductions are in order. I am Nick, this is Nerd Parade. Welcome here to the channel and thank you so much for coming to hang. If you like our crazy ideas and you want to support the channel as well as the gaming community, you can do so simply by tagging the thumbs up button to this video and making sure you're subscribed to the channel for some more cool content coming your way. If you want to be part of our gaming community, check out discord.gg/nerdparade and game out with us. And if live streaming is more your speed, follow on twitch.tv/nerdparade where we built this epic concoction structure live right there on Twitch. So let's talk about this epic structure, as well as the inspiration that led us to build it, and how we built it. I was actually waiting for this. It's kind of early morning, the fog is rolling in, covering the entrance, but here we have a giant-ass trade road. This is what has inspired us to make the fort in the first place, and I'm going to kind of tell you how we got from point A to point B. We have some paved roads here right in front of the fortress because it looks nice, but we have a giant, unpaved dirt road that we carved out through the terrain from a huge distance. Let me actually turn on my interface so I can see my stamina meter and how much I'm losing. But we've carved out a path stretching from this point here where my bed is at, that's where the fort is, all the way down here to the rune stones where our other starter Viking base is. And you may have seen the Nerd Parade bridge video where we built a giant bridge going from A to B over here so that we could take our carts across. This is what started out the inspiration. So we've carved out a path through the terrain, even made checkpoints along the way because they look badass. So we have checkpoints along the way, carved out a crazy amount of ground, flattened it. We have giant gaps in the mountains. If I can get up here to kind of like show you, there's one big landmass that we just carved through and paved the road all the way here. So as we were paving the road, the idea kind of manifested, like, okay, what happens once we get to the end of the road? And then we had the great idea of like, why even end the road? We can keep the road going and get to the unexplored lands maybe up here. Perhaps there's even a swamp biome. Don't throw stones at me, Grey Dwarf. The general idea is that the road will continue from the fort to lands unknown. The road extending beyond the fort hasn't been carved out of the land yet, but we did build this epic monstrosity, which I am absolutely in love with and can't wait to show it off to you and tell you how we built it. So what we did and what we kind of started with, and another thing to assist us with the matter, is there was a copper node right here. So we ended up digging to the frickin' bedrock anyway. So we just expanded on it and made this beautiful structure. We dug all the way to the bottom. In some areas, the way that the terrain works is this is actually bedrock as well. So if we come over here and try to dig, it's just slightly unelevated and it won't go anywhere. This kind of acts as a interesting farming mechanic too, something you may not know. You'll see that I'm not going anywhere, but I'm kind of like occasionally getting a stone or two. Ah, there we go, added a stone. So you could sit here if you really wanted to and farm basically infinite stone or put on a click macro or something and just go to town. So we left it there, kind of like the land is bleeding into the fortress. It was a neat little happy accident if someone wants to channel their inner Bob Ross. But we dug all the way to the ground and then built up as absolute high as we possibly can, seeing these peaks of the towers on each of the four corners. Now, in order for us to achieve that, we had to do a couple of things that we weren't necessarily prepared for, and that is invest a little bit of iron in the ironwood pillars. So if we go here to our building menu, you'll see it's 1 iron and 2 wood for the ironwood poles. These currently add more support, more structural support than the core wood. So we did this in integral parts of the build, which is the 4 corners here, and then if you look in the stone here, you could see them as well. So we did them all the way up to the top part of the building here, and then all the way up in the same mirroring on the other side in each of the 4 corners. So we did do that. Now, we've also, as you can obviously see, built this out of stone and wood. So the way, if you haven't built with stone yet, it functions very different than building with actual woods. You'll see as the core wood will snap into the cross point of those foundations, the stone kind of snaps around it. And this isn't a bad thing. This is really neat because it kind of is passively telling you that stone is a supplementary building structure. So you can build completely out of wood if you like, but if you build out of stone, you should also build with wood as well to supplement it. It's very difficult to achieve a fully stone structure, although I'm sure it's possible. Anyway, back to our fortress at hand, which is, this is the part that I'm absolutely most in love with, is the trading center is kind of what we're dubbing it, because the whole idea of the road is paved for traders to run in here with their carts and offload their ore, you smelt it down, what have you, and then proceed out the other side. And this is the main and only entrance to the fort. You have to go down to go up. Everything else is surrounded by stone. So since you have to go down to go up, this is where you enter, pass through. It's big enough for your cart. This is just some random stores that we're going to clear out to make sure the path is clear. And then you proceed out the exit to the other side to territory unknown. We haven't finished the road here, but we plan on going even further. This is the entrance point and the exit point to the fort. Now, the actual fort itself isn't quite as decorated as the downstairs parts, because this is our main centralized trading and crafting hub. But we did build some rooms upstairs, and we had some happy accidents. We learned how to make cool railings for our staircases. You might see these and be like, "Oh, that's cool." And it's mirrored on both sides. So this, what you see here, is completely mirrored on the other side for OCD friendliness and just general aesthetically pleasingness. And we're going to go up to this side. Nothing, no real decorations. We've got forges and workbenches placed all around to provide maximum coverage of the fort itself, so we can not only build the support pillars. We built this in the rain, so I missed a couple of things that needed to be repaired there. But also, you know, just placing sconces and things of that nature, it all requires the forge. So we have forges placed to try to cover the entire area. All beautifully mirrored. So, say for example, we're going to go up to the Archer Towers, which I am very jazzed about. Looking super awesome. They function as Archer Towers as well. I'm so excited I can't even word. So a troll's attacking your base. Fire, fire! You've got all your pals like shooting at them. And these are all kind of like mimicked and mirrored on the other side. So the staircase on this side lines up with the staircase on this side, where it's 2 spaced from the wall. And then if you come over to here, it's the same thing. If we head back down to the barracks style floor where we have all of our beds, there is a room and a secret window. We don't have to crouch. There's a secret window here that leads up to the very front. Somebody's got to call Johnny Depp from that movie that was like 20 years ago, The Secret Window. But you can even shoot out of that. Like, we did so many crazy little, I don't really want to call them Easter eggs, but just neat little aesthetic things for the fort in general. And there's tons of stuff that we could do up here for the barracks area to either decorate or just turn it into storage in general for our group, for the people that we play with. This is a little bit of like flavor. We added 2 rooms here. There's Mine's room, stay out, but I'm not going to because it's got a cool green torch. And since Nerd Parade loves OCD and likes things to be mirrored, we have a sign that says Nerd Parade rocks, because everything put on signs is clearly true. And this is my room and Nick Nar's bed with the cool green torch. I love the green torches, man. They're so beautiful. Red's my favorite color. So we'll head back down to the main area. We've got plenty of room for our portals. We can add more portals. We can even turn this, there's enough room to turn this kind of thing into a bit of a portal nexus, where it's like a centralized hub that sends us out to different parts of the world. The beauty of Fort Nerd Parade, the fortress in the forest, and how we built it. Now, we did, like I mentioned earlier, we did build this live on twitch.tv/nerdparade, and I think it took us something like 8 hours to get the thing from nothing, from no structures placed, to digging out a giant hole, to building the whole thing up into what you see now. And it's crazy glory. If you want to duplicate something like this, you are going to have to be advanced to the swamp, especially to go up so high because you're going to need access to iron for the iron wood supports, and we did the chains and the brazier, the hanging braziers just for extra flavor. And obviously you need the iron to make the stone cutter's workbench to do the stone stuff, the masonry table. But let me know what you think in the comments, guys. If you like our insane fortress, this is one of many. We have another crazy build almost finished, ready to show you guys, so stay tuned for some of that cool stuff. But I'm eager to hear what you think of this beauty. So be sure to let me know if you like it. Also tag the thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you want to see some more crazy cool videos. But lastly and not leastly, remember to take care of yourselves out there. Stay awesome, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.